Bitcoin going to $1 million, possibly in days. This is from the CEO of Jan 3, who believes that there will be a torrent of money coming in due to spot Bitcoin ETFs. I mean, it just makes sense, guys. I've been talking about supply and demand forever. When you have demand going up and supply dropping, what happens to the price? It goes upwards. So that's the reality. Can Bitcoin hit $1 million? Well, if you look at the supply, the circulating supply, it keeps on dropping. The exchange reserves keep on going down. So when you have an influx of money, billions upon billions to trillions, well, what does that go do to the price? Drive it up and possibly hit $1 million. And that guy's not alone in his thinking. Arthur Hayes also believes that $1 million Bitcoin can happen due to macroeconomics, which basically is saying due to inflation. Inflation is driving everything upwards. Everything gets more and more expensive because of the money printing. And the more money printing you have, the more inflation you have, and the higher assets go. So Bitcoin, due to inflation, can also hit $1 million. Of course, after spot ETF and after a halving event, things might get easier, but overall, with inflation, everything is just getting more and more expensive. So can Bitcoin hit $1 million in this cycle? I don't know. That might be a little far-fetched, but can it hit $1 million, say, in the next cycle? I would certainly think so. It can happen. Short term, we're looking good. We're getting close to this Fibonacci level, the 618 level, right before the halving event, and it makes sense. Normally speaking, you need to reach that level before you climb higher. And if we hit the 3.618 level, well, that would bring Bitcoin up to $200-something thousand this cycle. And this also correlates with that. Like you look at the points when Bitcoin started rallying upwards, when it really started to jump, this 3,600%, 70%, 405%, the RSI level were above a certain point. That happens to be the 70 mark. And we are seeing that right now. That's why I am so bullish. I told you guys, this is not time to be fearful, to be fudded out. This is definitely not time for that. I mean, every single metric, every single thing you can measure Bitcoin with is so bullish. And here's a easy breakdown of what happens in a 4-year cycle. One bad year, 1.5 year of pre-bull, then bull, right? It has always happened like this. So we're still in that pre-bull phase. So for people that are wondering, is it too late to get in? No, we're not even in the bull stage yet. Even when we are in a bull stage, it's not too late to get in because we're still not back to our previous high of about 69,000 or 70,000, right? So we're nowhere close to that yet, which means we have ample time to DCA, and DCA some more. So can Bitcoin hit $1 million? If this cycle keeps on going one more time, if this one predicts that we're going to go to 350,000, but think about it. If we hit 200,000, 250, or 350,000 this cycle, the next cycle, all we have to do is a 3x from that point to get to $1 million. So next cycle, I think we have a real possibility. Businesses and institutions want to come in, okay? And with this rule change, it's going to help FASB because of Michael Saylor, because of how much Bitcoin he has. He argued that accounting is not fair for companies that hold Bitcoin, and he got this approved. So now it changes. So now it's a lot more favorable for projects or companies, I should say, to buy and hold Bitcoin, right? This is now in effect for 2024. So this basically makes it easier for businesses to come in and buy boatloads of Bitcoin and crypto. So that's absolutely fantastic. We know that's going to happen. Spot ETFs around the corner. Okay, it's going to cause so much interest in this space. We know that's going to happen. So $80,000 in 2024. I would argue 80,000 before the halving event. Maybe that's a possibility. Seeing how fast we are going up right now. Okay, obviously we're in the 40 something, but at the end of the year, we may close at 50,000. And if that's the case, then we got a spot ETFs in January. That could drive us to 60, 70,000. Then the halving event, hitting $80,000 by the halving event, is that really unreasonable? I don't think it's unreasonable. I think that's actually very reasonable, right? So that is something that may be coming up in the near future. Okay, $80,000 by April of 2024. If you think about that, that's kind of amazing, right? That's kind of amazing. So this is coming from Bitwise, and this guy Ryan made a lot of predictions about $80,000 for Bitcoin in 2024. Also, many other things that he predicted, like spot Bitcoin ETFs and how they will all be approved. I think that's just a matter of time. Coinbase revenue will double. Coinbase stock is on fire. So for Coinbase to double in revenue, no problem. No problem at all. Okay, and more money will be settled using stablecoins than Visa. Interesting. It's starting to go up already. You can see stablecoins in 2022 is more than half. 2023 is about half. 2024, 2025 could definitely go upwards. And number 5 prediction is about tokenizing funds, real world assets. That's already happening, right? But basically, going back to what I said, institutions, they will be FOMOing in. And everyone is going to pay attention to tokenization. They're going to pay attention to exchanges like Coinbase. They're going to pay attention to spot ETFs. And of course, they're going to pay attention to, of course, Bitcoin's price. And people will FOMO hard. So, of course, 80,000 within reach. Of course, if you look at short term, Bitcoin is doing well. It's breaking through all technicals. Okay. There's a lot of technical analysis out there. This one is showing this wedge that's being broken just like before. And whenever Bitcoin breaks through, well, it starts skyrocketing and pumping again. The Santa rally is in effect. Will this pump to 80,000 by the halving event? We're on our way there. We're going there.